President Trump is making new demands to Iran after Tehran said it would not reopen the Strait of Hormuz without being compensated for damage done to the country during the months-long conflict. The president says the U.S. now has 100% control of the strait despite Iran's request and slowed passage through the shipping channel. Trump claims he likes the idea that Iran says they are owed compensation, but he's now saying it's the U.S. and Iranians who deserve compensation.
They asked for reparations, you might say, or they asked for money for the damage that we've done. I said, that's a good idea. Well, we're going to ask for money for the damage they've done over a 50-year period. Whether you go SS Cole or whether you go all of the people that were so badly hurt, so badly wounded or killed, many thousands of people, and maybe damages for the 52,000 protesters over the last 4 months that were killed in Iran.
CBS News White House and politics reporter Aaron Navarro joins us now. Aaron, Trump says the U.S. is only semi-negotiating with Iran. What's the latest?
Well, those comments came, Lindsay, during a recent interview the president did with Axios, where he essentially suggested that he's willing to wait Iran out, in a sense, hoping that the military actions the U.S. has taken, the naval blockade, will continue to decimate Iran's economy. He cited their high inflation rate and claimed that Iran soon won't be able to pay its own soldiers. You've seen Iran, though, put out this list of demands, 6 terms, with many red lines met in terms of reopening the strait, signaling that they are not willing to back down. But you've also seen Iran's president say after a meeting with the supreme leader that the country needs, quote, internal unity and cohesion during this economic hardship. The president was also asked in that Oval Office gathering to clarify what he meant when he said semi-negotiating. He didn't really specify what that is. He just said that more military action remains on the table and pointed to the request you mentioned of compensation from Iran to the U.S.
Iran has reiterated the strait will not return to pre-war conditions. So how has the conflict and really the messaging around it shifted for the White House since this all began?
Yeah, the numbers aren't even close. 6 to 15 ships daily right now getting through the strait compared to the pre-war numbers of 120 to 140. A couple things have shifted from the White House's end. Of course, the obvious one being the timeline. They said this war would be 4 to 6 weeks. We're now getting close to the 6-month mark. 2, the focus from the U.S. going into this war is preventing Iran from being able to build a nuclear weapon ever. That has now changed to just getting Iran to try and reopen the strait. And 3, after saying that they would be giving Iran, quote, one last chance, the president seems that to signal now that he's okay with leaning on actions that would squeeze Iran's economy rather than further military action. So even in the past couple of days, you've seen the White House shift their messaging when it comes to Iran. And you've also seen Vice President Vance say that the U.S. is still in the middle of this game, in his words in the Fox interview regarding this war.
Aaron Navarro, thank you. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has rejected the U.S.-backed Gaza peace plan that President Trump touted as a historic agreement just last month. The plan, which was negotiated by the Board of Peace, calls for the Israeli military to gradually withdraw from parts of Gaza as the disarming of Hamas is completed. But Netanyahu now says Israel rejects the 15-point document, vowing that Israel will not withdraw its military from the enclave until Hamas is truly disarmed. Hamas says it's committed to the roadmap laid out, but they won't disarm until Israel withdraws.